Okay, sis, today we're going somewhere different. I want to ask you something, and I need you to be honest. And I don't mean podcast honest or Instagram honest, meaning, you dress it up. I mean real honest. When was the last time you stopped in front of a mirror, not walking past it to fix your hair real quick or something like that, but actually stopped and looked at yourself for real? And when you did that, what did you feel? Not what did you think and not what you have told yourself you should feel. Like the affirmations in the mirror kind of thing. Nothing like that. What did you actually feel? Because I'm going to tell you what I felt and what I know most women in their 50s feel, but never say out loud. And then I want to connect it to something that might be the real reason your exit keeps getting delayed. So stay with me because this one is going very deep. It might even cut you.
You're listening to Sis We Outta Here, the podcast for the woman who looks good on paper but feels like she's disappearing in real life. I'm your host, Miriam Davenport, the exit queen. I left the job, the relationship, and the version of myself that kept shrinking just to survive. Now I help women just like you break cycles, speak up, and design a life that finally feels like home. Whether you're in the middle of a major exit or just waking up to the truth that you deserve more, this space is for you. Here we have real conversations. Sometimes it's just me. Sometimes it's powerful women sharing their exit stories. But every time, we keep it raw, honest, and purpose-driven. So if you're ready for real freedom, let's get you free. Let's start your exit.
So let me tell you about a voice. The one that's not loud. It doesn't scream at you. It's actually pretty quiet. It sounds like common sense, like it's being responsible. It sounds like you. And what it says is, not yet. Not now. It's not the right time. You're not ready. What will people think? Who do you think you are? That voice has kept women in jobs that were killing them for decades. It's kept women in relationships they outgrew 10 years ago. It's kept women planning a move abroad for 5 years without ever booking a flight. And sis, that same voice is the one that makes you look in the mirror and immediately find something wrong. It's the same voice, one voice, and its only job is to keep you exactly where you are. Because here's what I've learned about myself and about every woman I've ever talked to who's in the middle of a major life change. Real change requires you to believe that you're worth the life you're building. And that voice, it will do absolutely anything to make sure you don't believe that. That voice will make you feel too old, too far behind, too much, not enough. It will point at your face and your body and say, look at you. You think you're going to go live your best life looking like that? And some of us, if we're really honest, we've let that voice win. I let it win for a very long time. And I'm going to tell you how. Because here's something nobody talks about. And I want you to really hear this. Because it might be the most important thing I say today or that you hear today. Busy is the most sophisticated form of avoidance there is. Say that again with me. Busy is the most sophisticated form of avoidance there is. Because here's the thing about busy. It feels like progress. It looks like progress. You've got your planner. You've got your vision board all decked out. You're in the communities. You're probably doing some nonprofit work. You're listening to the podcast like this one. You're reading the books. You're doing all the research. You're taking the courses. And yet, the flight still isn't booked. The resignation letter still isn't written. The conversation, it still hasn't happened. The decision still hasn't been made. So, sis, are you moving or are you spinning? Because there is a difference. Moving looks like one uncomfortable action taken even when you're scared. Spinning looks like 10 comfortable actions and they're taken to avoid the one that scares you. I did this. I planned my exit for longer than I needed to. I researched countries I wasn't going to move to. I made spreadsheets. I joined groups. I had conversations. I put up with people disrespecting me. And the whole time, the voice was like in the background going, see, you're doing something. You don't have to actually leave yet. You're being responsible. You're being loyal. Look, the voice, it loves busy because busy looks like motion without requiring change. So I want to ask you something, and I want you to be honest with yourself right now, not with me. Is there one area of your life where you've been feeling like you're in motion, but if you're really honest, you're just staying busy so you don't have to feel how stuck you actually are? Now sit with that, because the answer to that question is where your real exit begins. Now I want to go back to that mirror, because I think the way we see our bodies in our 50s and the way we feel about our exits, they're more connected than we realize. I have had moments standing in front of a mirror here in Spain in this beautiful life I built where the voice still showed up, still found something to pick apart, still tried to convince me that I wasn't enough, even after I left everything that was making me feel that way in the first place. And I realized something. I had exited the job, I had exited the relationship, I exited the country, but I hadn't fully exited the voice. And you know what the reason is? Because the external exit doesn't automatically do the internal one, the voice. And so for many women over 50, our bodies have become the last place the voice hides, because we've done the work on our mindset. We've read the books. We've been to therapy. We know our worth intellectually. But then we look in the mirror and something happens. Something just drops. And we feel for just a second like that girl who was never quite enough. Can I tell you what I know about that? Your body has been carrying this exit longer than your mind has. Your body felt the wrong relationship before you admitted it. Your body felt the wrong job before you could even say it out loud. Your body has been signaling, this isn't it. This isn't home. We need to leave. For years, your body's been saying that. And sometimes the puffiness, like in our face, the fatigue, the inflammation in our bodies, the weight that won't move, it's not just physical. It's your body holding on to the weight of a life that doesn't fit. I know that because I lived it. My back gave out. I could hardly walk. I had a thyroid condition. I had an autoimmune issue. I had all kinds of stuff going on. A doctor put me on an operating table and wanted to sever the nerve in my back. And I got up because something in me knew this body doesn't need surgery. This life needs an exit. And when I finally left everything, my body started healing on its own. The exit was the medicine. So when you look in that mirror, sis, I want you to see something different. Don't see what the voice wants you to see. See a body that has been trying to tell you the truth for years. See a woman who's finally ready to listen. That body, your body, deserves to be in a life that feels like home. And she's been waiting for you to build it. So here's what I want you to walk away with today. The voice that keeps you stuck in the mirror and the voice that keeps you in the wrong life, They are one and the same. They're the same voice. And you don't defeat it by arguing with it. You defeat it by moving anyway. One uncomfortable action, one real decision, one step that the old version of you would have talked herself out of. Stop performing busy and start choosing movement instead. And the next time you stand in front of that mirror, I want you to look at her differently. Not with the voice, but with grace, with credit for everything she's carried. Look at her for everything she's about to put down. Because she ain't old. She's not too late, and she's not too much. She's just been in the wrong life for too long. And sis, we are out of here.
That's it for today's episode of Sis, We Outta Here. If something hit home, don't keep it to yourself. Share this with a woman who needs to hear it. And if you're ready to stop circling the same old patterns and finally make a move, come join us inside the school platform, where you reclaim your voice, your power, and your peace. I'm Miriam Davenport, the Exit Queen. And don't forget, the longer you wait, the heavier it gets.